Alright, so I'm gonna do a reaction video to my own run just because there's so much misinformation about this map on Call of Duty World War II, the Shadow Throne. I'm gonna tell all you guys all kinds of tricks and different ways of doing steps and a lot more easier way of doing steps. Recently, I just have been watching um, videos on Shadow Throne from other people making videos about the Easter egg and how to do it and all that. And there's not only been so much misinformation, like I said earlier, but just a lot of things that you just don't have to do, and just a play style that you can develop with camouflage or shell shock to stay safer than running frontline or free fire and dying multiple times. In the speed running phase of it, I do camouflage because obviously I can run fast with that mod right there. And yes, my game is in Italian. You don't particularly save time on this map in Italian. I always play in Italian because of the Darkest Shore. I save a lot of time on that map, and then I just leave it on to get used to the Italian language. Um, and if you run a normal character on this map, after you solve this radio code, it will the four main characters like Droston, Olivia, they will speak back to the radio after uh, the guy's done talking, whoever it is. I think it's a smuggler, but I'm not sure. But once that guy's done talking, that default character will actually talk back, delaying uh, the the flare box, I believe. That's one thing that I'm kind of unsure about. But I do know that I never run default characters. I always run like the OG characters that they have. They have tons of different characters in this game. But anyway, let's get into it. I have idea. So in this first step, I can look at the bullets. You can look at the bullets from this spot to see which ones are there to give to the smuggler. The smuggler wants three types of weapons, either a shotgun, a assault rifle, or a SMG. But these guns are very particular. In recent videos that I've watched, people are like trying to find, the sort of gun that they need. This just can't be any sort of gun. This has to be German weaponry. So, for instance, if you want to put an SMG in, right, and you want to put in the Tommy gun and not the MP40, then it won't want it because that, I believe, isn't a German weapon. I don't know how it's not a German weapon, but the MP40 is a German weapon. So, uh, the MP40 with any weapon variant on it, you can use for this. And for Easter egg speedrun purposes, I obviously wanted to get MP40, and you won't see anything at all here if it's MP40. You have to zoom in, and if you don't see anything, it's MP40. The other two bullets you can see, the shotgun bullets you can see, and the assault rifle bullets you can see. So I saw that I'd had MP40, and I was like, okay, my run's good to go. And then I blew off. I blew up that part for Pack-a-Punch. And then later down the line, I'll be shooting that to get Pack-a-Punch open. And right here, I'm just simply ending the round and trying to run up to solve the radio code. I already knew what bullets.
10 times more quick.
I already knew what bullets I had, and that part right there I picked up was for the theater film. to get the knife. But yeah, right here, I just start guessing codes, and I'll show you guys a sheet. I have this sheet pulled up, and I just guess all the codes on it, which is something that you guys could try to do too. In one of the videos I watched, I saw that the guy ran frontline. You don't want to run frontline. You'll just get pummeled and probably take downs with frontline. You could activate camouflage, or oh yeah, it was in this guy's video. I was watching a bit how this guy was playing, but you could run camouflage or shell shock, either or, and you could like bring hearts and pop a shell shock or a camo to survive this step a lot more easier. So and right here I guess the first radio code, and it wasn't the first one I put in. So I'm gonna end the round and I'm going to guess for another radio code. And you could just guess which radio code it is from the top two indicators on the top of the radio. Which I didn't see what it was right there, but like I said though, it's right here it is. So depending on what country I had, I would put in this number first and then this number second. So this number is on the left side and then this number is on the right side. And then I just simply guess them, and I'd match them with what the radio had on the top of the radio. So, oh, wrong link. All right.
There we go. Now that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so I got it on like the second, third radio guess, whatever. And I had the battery there too. You want to get the. It's really nice if you get the battery in this part, but it won't really matter.
Oh.
There's also another battery spot up those steps over there. But I'm not going to give you all the details, all the little details. I'm just going to show you some tricks and like easier ways to survive on this basically. So alright, so I'll tell you another trick too. The second that guy gets done talking on the radio, you can count to 5 seconds and you can shoot the flares. You don't have to wait for the indicator up here saying that he's been called in. You can actually have the flares travel up. I don't know if I do it in this game, but I waited 5 seconds. Yeah, see, I waited for it to pop up, but you can shoot it. You can shoot the flares way more earlier than that. So this is when I was kind of, when I ran this game, it was when I was kind of learning how the map worked and such. So, and then after I knew I had the battery, I was like, all right, well, while the Sizzler is spawning in, I'll just go get the magnifying glass real quick. I'll get the film ready for the theater so I can get the knife ready to go to count the kills for it at the Jack in the Box locations. And now I just simply wait for the Sizzler to come in, like I said, and you know, you could just go on and melee him. It doesn't matter if you keep your rounds low. And the reason why it doesn't matter is because you have to get to round 10 anyway for pests, and you'll see why later, but you don't have to panic that your rounds are getting high. You don't have to panic at all about it. So I led the Sizzler to this location to get the Wonder Weapon, and you have to melee the Sizzler. And then in that step right there, I got the radio code, which it looks like it was 14.6. That's a very easy step. And that also leads up to me putting the MP40 into the ground for the smuggler, because he wants German weaponry, remember. He wants a specific gun. He doesn't want just any normal kind of gun that's an SMG. He wants a specific German gun. So I popped my camouflage so I didn't get attacked, since I'm going back on the radio again. And I'm going to put in 14.6 for the smuggler. And then the next step I just simply do is just shoot the film to get the knife ready. So I knew that I needed the MP40, right? And the MP40 is located right here. But I wanted to be uh like good with how I was doing Easter egg. And I wanted to fill this up first. So I was like, okay, so instead of buying this first, I wanted to fill this up first and then I could buy it uh because I also wanted to give the smuggler its weapon before round 4 ends. This way I could pay him by round 7, I believe. Because you have to wait 2 rounds after you give him the gun that he wants. So, and then right here I do a step for pack-a-punch. You just have to blow that up with an explosive. And then right here I was working on the Easter egg by shooting that and getting some of that done. Whatever that's called, the battery or whatever. And I start counting right here. It looked like it was 9. And then I still have to give the smuggler his gun. So I pop my camouflage. And you can still give him the gun before the round intermission ends. So I still have plenty of time. I got back there with 10 seconds left to give him the gun. Takes a couple seconds for him to register it, and then boom, I was good. I had 3 seconds to spare. So, and also I want to work on the bowl too next. And like I was saying before, oh, my controller disconnects. Oh my gosh, that's so bad if that happens in Easter egg run. Like you don't want that to happen in Easter egg run.
What the fuck?
But
Oops.
especially in a world record, but it's whatever. But anyway, I was gonna work on the bowl, and like how in this video, this guy explains that for the bowl you need all kinds of different codes after you look at this red dot here. So he's basically saying, look at this red dot, and then look at these codes over here, and then go to the radio, put those in, and then it'll tell you where to put the bowl. That is not the case at all. This is all you have to do once you get the bowl. Once you get the bowl, you could just place it on these spots. Try and see if the door opens. Or I'm sorry, once you get the magnifying glass. Sorry, I get all confused with all these different kinds of Easter egg steps. And also, this is my first time doing this, so throw me a bone, alright? But anyway, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different spots that you could use. And I have done thousands and thousands of resets on this Easter egg. And I think out of the thousands of resets that I've done, I've only ever gotten different codes that weren't these ones, probably like 2 or 3 times. So I am 100% sure that these are the only ones, and I'm not misleading you or misguiding you. I've done tons of resets. And another thing that I want to say is, if you're using a mouse and keyboard with this, if you like hold down the arrow for it to instantly move, you will bug out this whole process. You can't hold, you should not hold it down. You need to tap it to get the magnifying glass to move. And the reason why this is so specific is because I've talked to tons of PC players that have played this game that have had tons of problems with this part, and also the safe part by getting the knife, which I'll explain that later. But if you do use mouse and keyboard, you want to just tap, because if you hold it down, it's not going to recognize that it's moving that quickly, because it's only controller inputted. It only wants to read controllers, apparently. That is just a theory, but if you just tap, it'll be a lot more better for you to solve it this way than just holding down and spamming it to move. So, but anyway, get back into it. So yeah, right here I'm using controller, so I just tap and move it. Put in the first one. Wasn't that one. Try another one. Boom, it was that one. You don't have to do anything else. Literally, that is it. And then I'm going to get my third.
Kind of awful.
I'm going to get my third number for my knife right here. To get the shank. Oh wait, maybe I don't. What am I going to work on right here? Oh, okay, so it looks like I'm going to work on the axe next. So I place the golden bolt down once I pick it up. And had a weird treasure zombie spawn in. That was a bit weird, but... Got my Sizzler killed, which you want to melee him, and he will cost 500 to pick up his head. And if you are trying to buy armor as well, it will cost 1,000. So be careful you aim up towards his head, and it will only cost 500. If you need armor, it'll cost 1,000 if you're not looking upward towards his head. Because it goes by interacting by where you're looking. So... And right here, I think it's 10 kills to fill up the axe once you get the Sizzler's head and place it there. Once you balance the scale. So yep, I got the axe here, and I think I end the round. Just because I'm speedrunning, I want to have quick zombie spawns. I don't want the zombies to be everywhere. I want to be running around on intermissions and stuff. And getting ready to do one of the final steps for the Easter egg, which is filling up zombies and Sizzlers at the back wall here. So... And then right here, I do my last code for my knife, which I think I had like a 9 and 5 or 6 or something like that. I'm paying the smuggler right here because, like I said earlier, it's been 2 rounds since I paid him the German gun. And you can go on ahead and pay him 1,500. Once 2 rounds go by and you give him the German weapon. And like right here, I'm kind of just killing time because you just need points, and like you need to wait 30 seconds to get the bat once you pay the smuggler. It's like 30 seconds exactly. It's like 30 to 35 seconds, I guess. But oh, and I also multitask here. I'm counting for the knife, and I'm also gonna try to get the bat here. I forget what I do sometimes in these runs. Like, this is just a reaction, so. But yeah, I got my third digit there for my knife. Picked up the bat. And then I go up and solve the knife. I don't pick up the knife, though, because I still need to place the bat into the wall. So, a big thing that I do here, which I got very lucky in, was that I guessed my last digit here. But before I get into anything, I want to say something about PC players again. If you're using mouse and keyboard, you can hold down the shift key and this will move quicker, but it will glitch it. It will like completely glitch it out, just like how the magnifying glass does. Do not hold shift down when you're spinning it. However, or whatever keys you use to spin it, do not hold the shift key down. You will glitch this out too. It is only controller inputted. So I don't know if like World War II PC Steam version, Windows version got like delayed or something like that, but this only works very well and fluently with controllers. So if you're using mouse and keyboard, don't hold down shift for this. You can hold down shift for the radio inputs, like if you're contacting the smuggler and contacting the Russians. Like in the beginning steps that I did, then you could still hold down the shift key. But I play with controller and I use my analog sticks. So I guessed this last code right here. So let's see what my first couple of digits were, but I guessed this last code and I was quite happy with it. So let's go back to what my first numbers were. All right, so it looks like it was 9, 6, 7, and then this number I guessed, and I ended the round 2. I wanted to end the round. So I guess 9, 6, 7, 8. So it wasn't 9, 6, 7, 8. So I was like, all right, I'll guess again. Either guess again or reset. That's how my runs go. So 9, 6, 7, 6. Wow, I really guessed the random number right there. Yo, 6, 7. 6, 7's work. No, I'm kidding. But the knife, or I'm sorry, the safe opened right there, so I was able to go back and grab the knife. I didn't want to grab the knife right there, though, because I wanted to place the baseball bat into the back wall first. And then I wanted to use my camouflage to run around the map quickly and get the knife and place my last weapon in to get closer to the boss fight. And then the next step you want to do here is fill up zombies. It's 20 zombies, I think. It's either 15 or 20, we'll see. But another big thing I did here too is if you use shell shock to keep Sizzlers alive, like you saw that I didn't melee the Sizzler, kill it there. If you use shell shock to keep them alive and you're not speedrunning, you can like shell shock them over here in the church or over there or just right here in general. Don't use sustain zone if you're doing shell shock right here where the weapon placements are, but sustain zone's not good. It will like stop all the zombies back there. But if you use just normal shell shock and you stun the Sizzlers, you could save the Sizzlers. And that's something that I did here for the Easter egg speedrun to save 40 seconds. It takes 40 seconds for Sizzlers to spawn in. So that's basically what I was doing here is I was like, okay, I'm going to run around with all this craziness going on and still trying to get my 20 zombie kills right here. So and I just run around in circles. There's another Sizzler. I also use satchels. So I'll like lead the Sizzlers away and then use these satchels to blow up the zombies to like fill it up quicker and to keep the Sizzlers alive. And yeah, I'm probably getting close to 20, so. Yep, and then I got the 20 right there, and I got 2 Sizzler kills off the rip. So. Right there's my 3rd Sizzler kill. And right here is something that I do that most people worry about in the beginning of the game. But I fill these batteries up towards the end. I just find it more easier to. And since Sizzlers take 40 seconds to spawn in, it gives you about 5 minutes of leadway to go do whatever you want. And I figured I'd pack a punch and fill up my 3 Zeppelin pod thingies, whatever these are called, while Sizzlers spawn in. So, and then right here is going to be Sizzler number 4. $40 seconds, like I said. So all it takes is 40 seconds. And the reason why I can't like go back and rebeat this world record is because every time I'm on round 8, I can't match these splits because it's so hard to get 4 Sizzler kills in one round. Like, if I were to get 3 Sizzler kills on round 8, I'd lose 40 seconds. No, I'm sorry, I'd lose 20 seconds because of the intermission. I'd lose 20 seconds to getting my 4th Sizzler. So it pans out to be really bad if I only get 3 or 2 Sizzlers in round 8. So I've had to reset a lot, and I haven't been able to beat this run yet. So, but like I was saying, you have so much leadway time. You got 5 minutes. I started to fill that one up again there. Maybe in the comments you guys can help name these things for me because those things that you shoot with the wonder weapon, like I play on Italian so much now, I just like forget English and what this stuff's called. So That was Sizzler number 5 right there. The run's looking pretty good. So, and then this is where like my nervous, you know, mentality comes into place. And I start to get nervous because I'm like, dang, this is a really good game. What if something bad happens? What if a Sizzler doesn't spawn in and like glitches out because he's not like all the way in the map? Sometimes the Sizzlers will glitch out if they're like going over a ledge or something, like trying to climb over a ledge or like jump down a ledge. If they get shot in that process, they'll completely bug out and glitch out and it will not work. So it looks like I got that one filled, which is really good. You want to get that one filled when you're trying to pack a punch. So that way you don't ever have to go back that way again. Oh, and I also want to say another thing too about filling those up. Or about filling up the Zeppelin pods with this weapon. With the Wonder Weapon. The guy in this video like shoots them, the zombies. Where's it at? Yeah, look. He's getting his ammo back by shooting the zombies with the left trigger or like a different animation if you're playing mouse and keyboard, but you don't have to do that. You don't have to shoot the bullet to try to get ammo for it. I'll tell you guys a really cool trick. So if you're running fully loaded, that mod right there, and if you do a heavy melee, which I might do one right here on the Sizzler, I might try to do one, you can get 75 ammo back in your Wonder Weapon. That's 75. So I don't heavy melee that zombie, but I'm sure I start heavy meleeing zombies here. I have to. I think that's Sizzler number 7 or 8. 6 or 7, whatever. Did I like fill all them up or? Because I want to show you guys this heavy melee animation. Yeah, right here I do it. Right? No? Guess not. I just played really safe, I guess, and wasn't trying to do heavy melees, I guess. I might have gotten a max ammo drop this round too, which might have been pretty good, but oh yeah, right there. See how I got the ammo? If you get the ammo, you'll get 75 back. But you only get 50 back if you don't run fully loaded. So if you run fully loaded, you'll get 75 back from that heavy melee. But if you don't run fully loaded, you only get 50 back. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good mod to run. So but yep, wait for one of the last Sizzlers to come in right here. Yep, Sizzlers are done. Had all my batteries filled. And I'm ready to do the next step, which is fill up pests. And another thing this guy says is like you want your rounds to stay low. You don't have to panic about your rounds being so low. If anything, if you're doing the Easter egg early, you're gonna get your rounds to go back up because you need pests. And if you're going in the boss fight from round 11 to 15, it's not gonna be that bad. Especially if you use shell shock and you use stuff to protect yourself. So and I think you need 8 pest kills. Let's see. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 8 or 9? I don't know. Something like that, but you'll have enough pests on round 10 for solo. So. And right here I do something most people don't do. Most people would probably pop their ammo. Actually, maybe I do pop the ammo. I had 2 left. Let's see what I do here. Okay, no, I killed a pest. So I killed a pest to get my ammo, which is what I figured I was going to do. And it takes like 150 to fill up that battery up there, so it takes a lot to fill it up. So you'll need a max ammo for it. Just like when you enter the boss fight, you'll want to use a max ammo to get up there because it takes like 100 to fill it to get into the boss fight as well. 100 ammunition from your wonder weapon. And right here, I use something called Shadow Throne Canorium. If you just go onto Google and search Shadow Throne Canorium, and you input the walls and which ways they are facing, you'll be able to solve this pretty easy. I'll put a link in the description below of the world record run that I'm watching right now, and some stuff that you guys could use to help yourself beat this Easter egg in better and more simple ways. And I did pause during this run because I had to, input each wall to get the golden birds. Obviously, you're getting 3 weapons that I placed into the wall, and then doing this step of the Easter egg, we'll be getting our last weapon, which is the red sword. It's not a sword that Tiger Bait found, but this is more of a kind of sword that other people have found that are not Tiger Bait this time. So, but yeah, I'm just getting all my birds. This step, I'm not going to go into detail for this step too much. It's really simple. You just put the walls, you just put the inputs of the walls in, shoot the walls, and then pick up the bird. It's literally all you do. And then you get 4 birds because there's 4 different walls. You get a bird from each wall, which is 4 walls, 4 birds. And here's the last wall. Kind of had a bit of some bad RNG in this last part here. I've had to shoot the walls a couple times. Sometimes you only have to shoot the walls once. So, and then right here I'm placing the birds down. The way that I'm placing these birds down is the way that you can place them every single time. It's the same time every single game that I'm in. It's the same time, same spots. You pick up the sword, put the sword in right there. I wanted to get this perk. I don't know, don't even tell me I go to fill up a battery. That'd be really bad. I really hope I go into the boss fight right here. Let's see if I do. Yep. And then boom, I'm off to the boss fight. I don't even really need to worry about bringing in the knife. And the reason why I don't bring the knife in, see I still have the sword right here, is because this mod right here will give you an armor back. I know people like to run frontline to get 2 pieces of armor back, but once you see how I play, you won't be so concerned about like losing armor, especially if you play co-op. In this boss fight, if you play co-op, you could literally have one person hold zombies and train them in the back where you move the light to get the boss to spawn out. You can have a player back there, or all 3 players. Like say you're playing 4 players and you want to beat the Shadow Throne boss fight very easily or in 33 minutes, and you get to the boss fight, have those players go back there and hoard up all the zombies and just don't kill them. And then one player could just worry about the boss and handle and manage the boss for the first 2 stages. I'll explain that more into depth as we keep watching, but and then right here, just simple movement with the light. You just want to get the light to open up a door back here that activates the boss fight. There's 2 doors back here. You only have to open one of the doors to activate the boss fight. You don't have to open both doors. So I opened that door first because I knew I didn't have to open the other door on the other side over there. So once you do it like that, you can bring it around back the other way and then just still worry about this side. You don't have to run over to that other side yet until you get that door open, lead it back around to that side, and then that little one, that like little green like line that was there. Wait, hang on, let me explain it. That activates the boss fight. You see how the doors are still shut? Those don't activate the boss fight. It's if you get the light back there and it opens one door, it'll activate the boss fight. So I did not know what to call that little green thing though. Like whatever. Fuck, I don't care. It's whatever. But that activates the boss fight, so. And then in co-op games, just have your players all the way back here. Just big chilling back there. Hoarding up zombies, holding up all the zombies back there. And then you're just big chilling right here, taking on the boss by yourself. But this is solo, so I couldn't worry about, or I had to worry about the zombies, so. So anyway, here the boss drops down. And for the first stage of this boss fight, there's only one particular thing you have to have him do. And you have to have him charge at you, like how I just did right there. So if you keep your distance from him, like say you're playing co-op and you keep your distance from this boss, and you just keep shooting him, he will run and charge at you. And that's what I do right here. I just keep my distance from him. Whenever he's done sprinting at me, I try to stay far away from him and then just simply put a bullet into him to get him to run to me. It triggers, his trigger to run is you shooting a bullet at him far away. So you'd want to do that. You don't have to like always shoot this boss either. The only time you need to shoot him is when he lights up like that. The best gun to use against this boss is the 9mm that I have right here. Don't use any other gun. This 9mm, sometimes you only have to put 1 to 2 shots into this boss for it to calculate the maximum amount of damage per each charge. So every time he runs and sprints at me, his health bar is going down and down and down until I'm ready to go into the next stage. So, and the only time you can damage him is when he's about to start sprinting at you, like right here. It's the only time you can damage him in the first stage. Sometimes the boss will glitch out in the first stage and not want to do running attacks against you. This reasoning is because the boss wants to do a swipe attack at you, and he's stuck in that. He's stuck in that type of movement, and he doesn't want to get out of that movement until you go close to him and he can actually swipe at you. I found some problems with speedrunning this boss fight because of that. So if he doesn't want to run at you, just get him to like do a swipe attack at you. You can run away from him again, and then you should be good to shoot him then, because he'll want to run at you. But right here, he enters the second stage of the boss fight. Once he rips off that part of, or no, he doesn't even rip off something. He like shoots out something to spawn sizzlers. That starts the second stage of the boss fight. For the second stage of the boss fight, you don't have to kill anything. You don't have to do nothing. You could just wait for him to do that every single time, and then just simply kill the sizzlers as they spawn in. And at this point, if you're playing co-op, all the players back there are still going to be holding the zombies. And you're just going to be doing this so easily in co-op games, if that's what you decide to do. So, and these stages aren't long. If you can do the maximum amount of damage to the boss, each stage would be up to 2 minutes. So, and like I said, I'll repeat myself one more time. I know I might sound like a broken record, but you do not have to do anything for the second stage. You just have to run around and kill the sizzlers and just wait for him to do his attack. You'll lose if you're speedrunning this. You'll lose time if you shoot him right here. You don't want him to do any shoot, or you don't want him to do any kind of charging attacks or nothing like that if you're speedrunning. You just want to leave him be for the second stage. But yeah, right here I'm just trying to get him into the third stage. And the third stage is important for solo and co-op games, because I'm going to tell you guys a lot about this third stage. And it looks like we're about to get into it. Okay, so when he starts his third stage, he'll have these clouds go and form around him. To stay safe, to stay safe for this part, you can pop your camouflage or shell shock. I suggest doing it. And in co-op games, when you shoot the boss right here, only one person can shoot him. If 4 people are shooting him at once, he will still only take damage as if one player is shooting him. I give thanks to Denor25 for telling me most of this information about the boss fight. And Denor25 has also helped me almost complete a perfect boss fight in all of my co-op games and my solo games. So, but yeah, if one person's shooting him, you're good. So other players could save their ammo and strategize when to shoot him in co-op games, basically. And you can only force damage on him if he's in that electrical cloud. And there's another trick I do right here too. You can trade out your MP40, or I'm sorry, you can, forgive me, I'm making all kinds of errors in this video. I don't really care though, because this is my first time doing it. But watch what I do here. I buy the MP40, not trade away my MP40. I buy the MP40, and then you can pick the wonder weapon back up right here, where all those things are, like right where you entered the boss fight. It's right in front of where you entered the boss fight. You can pick your wonder weapon back up right there and have 100 ammo back into it to keep damaging the boss on the third stage. I know a lot of people know about that, probably, but if you don't know about it, use it to your advantage. So, and yep, right there, I put a lot of damage into him. Same thing, got rid of the wonder weapon. I'm like, alright, I can go buy the wonder weapon back here soon. Let me get my camo back so I can stay safe when I'm trying to damage him. Got my camo back. I'm gonna wait for him to do his cloud electric attack again. And pretty soon here, we're gonna have a defeated boss. So, shell shock is definitely a better way to go to stay protected. I just run camouflage to run quicker throughout the Easter egg, of course. So, yeah, same thing. I just keep running around. Once I put like as much damage as I could into him, just run around, get the wonder weapon back to full ammo. And yeah, right here I probably defeat him, I'm gonna guess. Either this one or the next one. Yeah. Wow, that was really good. It was like a 6 to 7 minute boss fight. And then once he dies, you can go into the pod here and
26.
dip on out, and
Come on, please.
that's how you do it. So,
Oh, so close.
but yeah, this is my first time.
705. Let's go.
This is my like first time trying to, I guess, kind of react and give y'all a little bit of details about the gaming that I do and how it's done. I can tell you that so many people on YouTube spread so much misinformation about World War II. And I think I'll be making a guide about Shadow Throne just because it's the map that I see the most misinformation about. I haven't started making the guide yet, but I wanted to kind of warm myself up a little bit, and start to make some videos like this, and maybe reacting to other YouTubers just playing in very laid back ways. Sometimes playing in a laid back way will get you killed. You want information from good sources. You don't want to get your information from people that are aren't giving you the right info. So I played this game for thousands and thousands of hours. I can promise you that I can give you some good information about this game. And if you have any questions, you can just leave it in the comment section below. I'll answer anything. I respond to anything. So thank you guys. Appreciate the support. And that's it. That's the Shadow Throne Easter egg for you. So